Hello fellas and fellhers, and welcome to yet another video. And in this one, me and my sister once again are going to be going over a game from our childhood, Timesplitters Future Perfect. Timesplitters Future Perfect is a game made in 2005 and was developed by Free Radical Design, and it is the third game in the Timesplitters story. Just to iterate before I begin on the actual game, I've personally never tried the previous entries in the series, so I won't be making any judgment based on those previous entries. As this game is the third and final of its series, naturally it takes place after the second game, where Cortez brings time crystals to military forces. After he fights through enemy reinforcements and hands over the crystals, Cortez has to go back in time to go after the big bad of the game, Jacob Crow. In this game, he plays Cortez as he travels through time in the hunt for the big bad himself. Simple story to follow, I'd say, considering the time travel. And now, on to the gameplay. As you can see, this game is an FPS, so overall you know how to play and what exactly you need to do gameplay wise. But within this game are a few differences. For example, a great addition to this is that most weapons have a different firing mode. By pressing up on your D-pad you can change how your gun works. For example, you can add a silencer to your pistol, or you can have your bullets ricochet, or you could even add a grenade launcher, all by a simple button press. This allows the guns to have more versatility. Another great addition is how these guns sound, as all of the gunshots are loud enough to assume they actually do damage. Nowadays you have guns in games that not only do nothing, but they don't sound right to use. Luckily, this game has both issues sorted.
To add to my brother, the guns in this game feel fantastic. My personal favourites are the shotguns. Despite having no alternate firing modes, the guns pack a punch. And with the gunfire sounds, it makes the guns feel amazing to use, all by simple sound design.
So in this game you can play as Cortez solo or play as a split screen duo, which is a game mechanic I wish was in more video games, as playing split screen has notable differences, as in solo play you don't have your partner around a lot. The levels themselves are pretty memorable too. You'll be in a war zone one minute and on a speeding train the next, so the set pieces are never dull.
Out of all the story missions, my personal favourite has to be the mansion. The game mixes the level design and ambience perfectly. Along with the atmosphere, it makes this level genuinely unnerving. Within this level, you explore a haunted zombie-infested mansion. The music and the sounds of the zombies themselves make this level an unforgettable one. The ambience is so good, even when recording this level, I jumped a few times, which for a 22-year-old goth chick, I think the game did pretty well. Throughout the level as you explore, you collect different weapons to dispel the terrors coming after you. But at the same time, zombies can have weapons too, like the shotgun for example, or you could have a zombie that sprints at you. This assortment of enemies make you feel less powerful and more cautious, which is a genius move as you are never too confident and are always on the defensive. Overall, this level perfectly sums up for me what this game does right.
One of the game's strongest points is that the characters are so memorable. Even the henchmen in the game have some funny dialogue sometimes. Every time I hear dialogue I often wait for it to finish, as I can always rely on this game to make me laugh.
Soon we rule world! And I get car, get the sports car, so red one. And I love it like a thingy woman. Girls love sports car. Ooh, what a big red one!
Every story mission you are paired with another character who is just as lovable as Cortez. My personal favourite is Harry Tipper, who is literally just Austin Powers.
Whoa! Damn it! Wow, man! Are you for real? Stop that. Hey! Don't horse out, dude! Who are you? The name's Tipper, man. Harry Tipper.
Even his multiplayer line and animation are hilarious to see.
And we got a boogie!
Even Cortez as a protagonist is absolutely brilliant. As a character, he's just a lovable dumbass, but you can also believe he's an excellent soldier at the same time. He looks intimidating with his weird eyes and toned frame, but as you can see when you play through the story, he's just very relatable and is a very endearing frontman. My personal favourite characteristic of his is that everyone hates his catchphrase. As expected, other characters when hearing this phrase have different negative responses.
Well, that's good enough for me. I'll set the time machine to those coordinates. Cortez, you ready?
Yeah, it's time to split.
Right. Whatever.
Now unfortunately, this is where we go into where the game fumbles due to age. Truth be told, we had to stop playing for a while as the game was just too infuriating. Here's just a few of the reasons why. Number 1, you have levels that are so dark you can't see anything. Better yet, objectives aren't exactly clear, so you could be wandering about not knowing what to do or where to go. Enemies, when equipped with certain guns, can erase your health in seconds, and when these enemies randomly ambush you and take away all your health, it's just not fun after it happens all the time. Another bad thing is the checkpoint system. When you hit a checkpoint it sounds great, right? Wrong, as when you hit these random ass checkpoints, it also saves the health you had when the checkpoint pinged. So, if you are one hit away from death after a checkpoint is reached, then too fucking bad. You've just screwed yourself over by going forwards. Why is this a feature? I understand difficulty, I truly do, but when the game is unfair, I think it's just a poor mechanic, which sucks as everything else works fine.
In split screen play, as you hit these checkpoints, the second player gets aggressively teleported to a random location nearby. And if you're in a level with quick progression and numerous checkpoints, you'll spend most of your time wondering where you are because the game's decided to teleport you to a completely new place with zero warning.
And now on to my favourite aspect of the game, the multiplayer. Playing with a friend in this game mode is quite frankly one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, whether it was when I was a kid or even now. Mainly because of the amount of choice and the maps you can play on. Before a match you can choose the game mode, map, and all the extra details you wish to have, like the amount of points needed to win, etc. You can even pick the guns that will scatter across the map, which I find amazing as you can either make it absolutely ridiculous with explosions, or make it less chaotic depending on what guns show up the most, as the number system basically correlates to how often they'd spawn. So number 1 is what you start with, and number 2 is the gun that will spawn in most places, and so on. It's always fun to experiment in this mode. Even choosing your character is a joy, as when you highlight and choose a character they often have this over-the-top phrase they say or an over-the-top animation that plays, which is an amazing feature as it makes even the lesser known characters memorable. Here's a few of my favourites just so you can understand what I mean. You can unlock more characters by playing the story and also doing challenges.
Bite my crunchy brown ass. Me and my pussy are going to have a lot of fun.
Time to unleash the ass-kickulator.
As you can tell, I've played this game a lot as a child and as an adult, so I have a lot of good memories with this game. Me and my sister would always play on the disco stage as it's the best stage to us. I'd make a loadout where we'd have a shotgun and a sniper rifle, and I'd let my sister run wild with the shotgun and I'd be on the DJ set just chilling out and sniping everyone I saw. It's a core memory of mine and I enjoy looking back on the many times we played the stage and just having a blast every time. Even when playing this game for the review, I was excited to relive these memories and it didn't disappoint.
My memories of this game are quite similar. Multiplayer was always a blast for me, as I'd just run around with my beloved 12 gauge, giving enemies more holes than what they spawned in with. Another amazing memory takes us back to my favourite mission. I was always terrified of the zombie moose with his screws loose and that is out for your blood. As a kid and an adult, this scares me as this big boy doesn't let up and is always in your face trying to kill your ass. Also, since I played a lot of the Left 4 Dead series, I was surprised to hear the sound of a woman crying that sounds awfully like the witch from Left 4 Dead, which to anyone who's played both can understand why I shat bricks when I heard it.
Despite its shortcomings, this game is always a great time and honestly I would recommend playing it. I would suggest maybe playing on an emulator though, so it can potentially resolve some of the PS2's issues. And that's all for now. I'd like to thank my sister for once again offering her opinions and helping me with the gameplay, and thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao for now.
Hey, you're no zombie!